Hey, so Fumika-san.
Yeah? Hi.
Hi. Does the name Izumi Shigechiyo sound familiar to you?
No, I know...
Izumi Shigechiyo.
No, I don't know who that is.
No?
No.
He's a celebrity.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
It sounds like a very old name, but...
Sounds like an old name? Yes, you're right. He was an old man.
Okay.
And the reason why he was so famous was because he used to be the oldest person in Japan, or the longest life person in Japan. When I was a child, he was still alive, and he was said to have lived till 120.
Oh, okay. I know that the oldest person living in history was 122.
Oh.
Like a guy or like a woman from France. That's all I know.
Okay,
So this guy was
he
a
was
Japanese longest living person.
Longest living man, probably, for a long time. And everyone, like when they're talking about long life, they would say Izumi Shigechiyo. Izumi Shigechiyo.
Okay.
Like Izumi Shigechiyo. And then, but then, so he was in the Guinness World Records. But then, a while ago, I checked his Wikipedia, Izumi Shigechiyo, because I was curious.
Wikipedia?
Yeah, he's yeah, and then it said that maybe he wasn't that old.
What do you mean?
In the new research, he seems to have been 15 years younger than he claimed. So basically now, he is only said to have lived till 105.
Really? So like the birth certificate and like documents
in
were
the
all
old
wrong,
days,
or
old days they were wrong, maybe wrong, and they mistook his birthday for his older brother's birthday or something.
Oh, okay.
And
Because,
so, yeah.
because I know that Guinness World Records is always like they always check their documents and stuff like that. So they must have turned in like the wrong documents then.
Probably. And this was the old time record. So yeah. And a very famous quote that he made when he was over 100 years old, and the TV crew was interviewing him, and he was like,
You remember footage from that?
Yeah, because it's such a great quote, and it was like, so what kind of ladies do you like, was the question.
To a 100-year-old guy.
Yeah.
What did he say?
And he said, older women.
Okay.
And at that time, he was thought to be like 115 or like 110. And everyone was like, they don't exist.
Was everyone laughing?
Yeah, sort of laughing.
So
yeah,
he was
kind of
guy.
a funny guy. Yeah, he had a serious face, but the words, it was funny. He probably was like that, and then he kept that his preference until his older days.
So he must have felt he was still young, even though he was
Maybe,
like
yeah.
105 or whatever.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, but recently when I found out that he only lived to 105, I was in a very big shock because I always thought he was 120. Yeah.
I remember Kin-san, Gin-san.
Oh yeah.
I don't remember how old they were, but like I just remember very old.
So they were twin, right?
Yeah.
And they became famous when they both turned 100.
Okay, yeah. I just remember them always being in the news and just like it was such cute, happy personalities.
Yes,
you know?
yes. And at age 100, they were both talking. And,
yeah.
And they were funny too. Very unique.
Yeah.
Yeah. So long life is the theme for this time. And long life is the theme for the story Jugemu. And the name of the child who appears in the story is called Jugemu. Jugemu, Goko no surikire, kaijari suigyo no suigyo matsu, unrai matsu, furai matsu, kuneru tokoro ni sumu tokoro, yabura koji no bura koji, paipo no shuringan, shuringan no gurindai, gurindai no pompoko pi no pompoko na no choukyumei no chousuke. So that's his name.
That's his full name.
That's his full name, right? And so the reason why his parents named him that was because they wanted him to have a long life. And but those words that appear in the name, I'll explain what they mean.
Okay.
Okay. Because I
Okay.
think you have forgotten them all.
Yes.
First of all, Jugemu. Jugemu is written in kanji character, and when you read it differently, it goes kotobuki kagiri nashi.
Okay.
Yeah, which means everlasting happiness. Jugemu. So they put it twice.
Jugemu, jugemu.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jugemu, jugemu, right? And then goko no surikire. That's a difficult word. Now, one ko, goko means 5 ko, right?
Goko. Oh, okay. Yeah. So it's literally the number. Goko.
Yeah,
Okay.
5. Go is 5. So one ko is once in 3,000 years, an angel comes down to earth and she rubs a big rock on the earth with her the sleeve of her kimono, and then goes up again. And she, after 3,000 years, she comes down, rubs it again, goes back, and the length of time that the rock turns into sand and disappears is 1 ko.
Okay.
Okay, so she keeps on rubbing it every 3,000 years.
Okay.
And 1 ko is what? Countless, right? And 5 times that length is an enormous length of time. So that's goko no surikire. Surikire is like, you know, a rock turning into sand, disappearing.
Okay.
Goko no surikire. Kaijari suigyo. That's an easy one. Kaijari, umi no jari. Mizu no sakana. So sand in the beach and fish in water.
We should have written the Chinese characters out.
I should.
Yeah.
I should put it on the, yeah. I'll try to do that. Yeah, subtitle kind of thing. So, yeah, that's countless as well.
Kaijari suigyo.
Kaijari suigyo. Sand and beach, fish and water, countless. Kuneru tokoro ni sumu tokoro. That's a very easy one. Kuneru tokoro ni sumu tokoro. So, where you eat, where you sleep, and where you live are very crucial. You need that for a long life, a happy life. So that's crucial. Kuneru tokoro ni sumu tokoro. Yabura koji no bura koji. Now this is a little tricky because there's a tree called yabukoji. And it's a very strong tree. Yabukoji. And the fruit is, it's very fruitful and very strong. In the cold of the winter and the hot of the summer. It's a very, very strong tree. So, taking from that, yabura koji no bura koji. Okay. Paipo no shuringan.
That just sounds like
シューリンガンのグ
onomatopoeia.
ーリンダイ。グーリンダイのポンポコピーのポンポコナ。Okay, so this is a long story. There was a country called Paipo long time ago. And in that country, there was a king called Shuringan and a queen called Gurindai. And their 2 daughters were called Pompokopi and Pompokona.
Pompokopi.
Yeah.
Shuringan. What was the other? Okay.
Yeah,
Paipo,
kind of a
Shuringan.
country is that. Anyway, so the kingdom was a very long-lived kingdom and great peaceful country. So that's good luck as well. Okay, and then Pompokpi no Pompokona no Chokyume. Chokyume, okay. Chokyume is long extended life. Chokyu, nagaku hisashii inochi. Okay, long extended life. And chosuke is helping for a long time. So that all added together is the thing that I said.
I can say it.
You can say it?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Jugemu, jugemu. 五行のすり切れ、海砂利水魚、クーネルところ、住むところ、やぶだ工事のブラ工事、 パイポパイポ、シューリンガン、This is のポンポコピーのポンポコパー。超共鳴長介。
Okay, that was
the
close.
last part.
You left out the queen,
The queen.
the Gurindai.
Gurindai.
Yeah. And then the daughter's name was changed from Pompoko-na to Pompoko-pa. I mean, Pompoko-pa sounds a little bit kind of a foolish kind of character. But that has a very funny kind of sound. You know, Pompoko-pino, Pompoko-pa. You probably get laughter with that name. Yeah.
So, I mean, the fact that so I have a cheat sheet, but still, it's so hard to say. I don't.
Yeah, and your cheat sheet is written in alphabet. That's funny.
It's easier for me.
Jugemu, Goko no suigi, kaijari suigyo no. Oh yeah, I left out the suigyo matsu, unrai matsu, furai matsu. Oh yeah, that's right. I left that out.
Okay.
So suigyo matsu, unrai matsu, furai matsu is like where the water comes, or where the water goes, where the cloud goes, and where the wind comes or goes. So that you cannot know. You know, that is so vast. The suigyo matsu, unrai matsu, furai matsu. Yeah.
I see.
So that's after kuneru tokoro ni sumu tokoro. Oh no, that is after kaijari suigyo. Yeah.
Even you forget.
Yeah, even I forget.
I mean, does that ever happen when you're actually doing the story?
When I say it, because when I say the name, it's just I'm automatically saying it.
Okay,
right?
you don't even think about it.
Right,
you just kind of
right.
like. But now you were explaining it, so
yeah,
you
while I
skipped
was
the whole part.
explaining, I left out the
That's relieving, though. I mean, it's good to know because it's like such a long name. It's
so if it would be more difficult for me to read that name than just say it automatically.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's engraved in you. I see.
So that's and so what happens is the father goes to a temple and asks the priest to give him good luck names, and the priest gives him those names, and when he receives it, the father could not decide. I mean, he goes back to his wife, and they're talking about it, and they're trying to pick one, but they couldn't. And so, they don't want the kid to be unlucky because they left out this part of the name. So they decided to, combine it all together and give him all the names.
That's right, okay.
Wishing for good luck and long life. and therefore the name became very long. But so in the Rakugo story now, the kid encounters some difficulty with his long name. Just like his friend coming over to invite him to go to school together, and because his name is so long, he gets tired of it, and the school starts before even they go. But in the original story, it was a sad story basically.
Oh, it was a sad story.
Yeah. In the original, the story that became the basis for this Rakugo story is that this kid fell into a well, and people are trying to help him out or call his name, and since his name is so long, he drowned to death.
Are you serious? I can't remember if you told me that last time, but that's very shocking. I don't think so. Yeah.
It's shocking when I saw the original story. I mean, there are several versions of this story, the original story. But one of them is very, very sad.
Because I mean the parents gave him this name because they wanted him to live long, and then he just dies in the story. That just doesn't make sense.
I guess in the original story they wanted to make it ironic.
I see. So now you give what kind of version do you tell the people? It's a happier version?
End, well, in the end, this long-named kid gets in a fight with his friend, right? And his friend comes crying and is talking to the long-named kid's parents, saying, "Jugemu koko no suigi kaijari suigi no suigi matsu unrai matsu furai matsu kuneru tokoro ni sumu tokoro yaburakoji no burakoji paipo no shuringa no gurina no pompokopi no Jugemu no chosuke hit me in the head and made a bomb." And he's complaining like that. And the father and mother is like, "Oh no, So you mean our Jugemu,五校のすり切れ会社で杉の杉を松浦松浦松くねるところに住むところ、山田工事のブラ工事、パイポの修理がのグリーンだのポンポコの超巨名の超hit you in the head and made a bomb. Oh, what a terrible boy. Things like that. And then in the end, the kids is like, oh, the name was so long that the bump already disappeared.
Oh, that's right. Oh, okay.
So that's a
It's
cute kind of ending, right?
Yes. Good.
Much better than
much like
drowning in the well.
a million times better. Yes.
Yes.
Just a fun
So
story.
in the process of making this original story into rakugo, they left out the sad part and made it a happier ending, right? So that happens in many rakugo stories as well. The original stories kind of is
too dark.
Yeah, dark.
Yeah, okay. I'm glad that
That happens in old stories, like in the Western,
maybe, yeah, like a lot of the grim stories.
Yes,
maybe
yes.
it's probably become a little bit more
the
positive.
endings
message.
are like in the original grimmer, right? Than now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's what happens.
the one question I would want to say is like, why can't you just say, "Hey Jay," like instead of Jugemu?
Yeah, I mean nowadays he would probably have a nickname like that.
You need like a newer version, upgraded version of like ending it with like, "Hey Jay, what's up?" or like something.
So I guess some rakugo performers make new versions of the story, and then they start calling putting nicknames
to go with the
Ju-chan or something like that. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
But in real life it would be like that. But the parents really wish for long life, so they have to say it out loud all the time, every time, because they're worried that if they don't say it out loud, then he's going to be unlucky.
I see.
So, yeah, you have to keep on saying those words.
I wouldn't want them as my parents. I don't want them as my parents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you are the parent, you have to, each time you have to be reading this. Jugemu,
Yeah. I'd be reading my note. Yeah.
And I left out this part and stuff like
But
that.
I totally understand how the parents felt. Like because when I was choosing my kids' names, like especially for boys, it's like well, like nowadays it's different, but with the last name and the first name, it's like the Chinese characters. Those that will stay with them forever.
Right.
So it's like, is the character?
How many lines
how
do you
many
have to
strokes?
draw?
Yeah, like
strokes.
Is it okay? So I was like looking it up on all the different sites. Yeah, I totally understand.
Your name is based on the season you were born, right?
Yes. So mine is Fumika, which is like Fumi is the month. July is Fumizuki.
Yeah.
So my parents took Fumi, and then Ka is scent. So scent of July, but also Bunka, like culture. Bunka is culture. So it's just kind of like scent of culture, scent of July.
Okay.
Yeah, which I really love.
Wow.
I'm really like thankful for that.
It's rare for Showa-born person like you to have a ka ending than a ko ending.
Oh yes.
Because in those days, I mean, maybe not. Late Showa, maybe not. During my Showa time, basically 70% of my classmates had a name that ended in ko.
Yeah.
Weren't you rare, like in your classroom? Ka ending?
Not well. I didn't really go to the Japanese school,
Oh, that's right.
So my name was like rare in general. They'd be like Fumika, or no one would be able to pronounce it. But I know like a lot of people had the ko kind of name, like Yumiko, Kazuko, like
Right. Oh, so you spent some time in Hong Kong as well, right? So
the States, Hong Kong, Thailand. So my name was always rare wherever I went.
yeah, but you had the Hong in your name, right?
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Shang.
Yeah.
So you must have been popular.
Shang. No. That's right.
When Shang.
Yeah, exactly. That's what my name was. When Shang, when you write it and read it in Chinese.
I'm the, July born in Hong Kong.
Yes.
Well,
no,
you
I wasn't
weren't
born in Hong Kong. No.
Okay. Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, so there are many trends now. I mean, it's very rare now that to have girls with ko ending now. Ko means
Nobody
like
has that.
little child, right? A child.
It means child. The character means child, yeah. But it's like when you look through the list of my son's classmates, there's hardly anyone that has a ko. It's usually like la or li or like
La. How do you end with a la?
Oh, I don't.
Sara.
Sara, Lara, Kira.
Also, so maybe the idea is to put a name that could be pronounced in English as well.
Yeah, I think so. I think a lot of parents are doing like the westernized names also.
Because my real name is Itetsu. Now that's a really, really difficult word to pronounce in English. And my friends had difficulty calling me with that name. I mean, in Japanese, it's Itetsu.
The little tsu.
Yeah. So they couldn't go with sound after a vowel. So Itetsu. So the only way they could go was like Itetsu.
You are so not a tetsu, but that's so interesting.
Yeah.
You're Shinoharu.
Shinoharu. Because I was surprised because Itetsu is like tetsu also means iron, right? It's like it's a solid kind of hard name, and then Shinoharu is such a soft name, and I was surprised. Yeah, but now yes, I'm more frequently called by Shinoharu.
Are you more comfortable? Are obviously comfortable with both? But oh wow, that's weird.
Yeah, it's rare that I'm called Itetsu now. So I guess I'm 85% Shinoharu.
85%.
Yeah. So that was
Jugemu.
Very famous, and I'm glad you remembered the name. And we'll do a test sometime again.
Okay.
To see if you remember.
Test me, yeah. I'm gonna have my cheat sheet, but
no, without the cheat sheet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, give me the exam date. I will.
No, I will not.
You're just gonna just all of a sudden.
It's gonna be sudden.
Surprise quiz? No.
Yes,
okay.
yes.
Okay.
Okay. No, maybe if I do it next time, you probably forget it already. Okay. Well, it's gone way beyond 20 minutes.
Yes.
So we'll stop around here.
Yes.
Okay.
Make it short.
All right. See you in autumn. And see you in autumn. Bye-bye.